this whole working out in the field, the first half of it is the setting up. And that's so much a part of just getting yourself prepared and sort of productive procrastination. You know, you're walking around, you're thinking about it, you're setting up. You know, it takes me a while to get prepared and anchor everything to the ground, you know, because it's a bit of a production. There's no point thinking too much at this stage. You just want to start. Just act and then think on those actions, what you're going to do with them. So I think it's better that way. So there's no point to sort of plan much. You're just responding and seeing what happens.
Yeah, right. And it's not as if you're going to be tied to those marks.
No, it's just a way. Like, how do you start this in a studio? I find that really difficult. Yeah. Like, from a photo or like what, it seems to me that this is the way that I can actually approach this, because you're in somewhere which is larger than this and this is just a tiny fraction. So it makes sense. I mean, even the material you're using is smelly and fumey and all that stuff, and you just don't have any of that. It's a clean way to work as well.
What else is interesting? You're already bringing colour in.
Again, I don't think too much about it. I just whatever I'm using, I just try to augment or vary it. You know, if you make a brown or a black out of 3 colours, then you can take it in 3 different directions. You know, and it's just got more depth, I think. There's a massive tree there, and I don't want it in there, so I just leave it.
That big one with the vines all over it. Yeah.
It's too close. Yeah. That's the other thing. You're just lying and making it up, using what you want, forgetting what you don't want. Because it's a daunting thing. It's ridiculously large. How do you start? You just got to make large movements, don't think, just respond. And you know, the best thing you can do is make mistakes, because then you've got to work into that and then you start the process. You've got to make wrong decisions
so you can fix them.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is. It's sort of starting and then fixing. Problem solving, as Sally would say. So all this happens pretty quickly, but then it slows right down, you know.
So you mean it slows right down in the studio?
Yeah. And you know, like, you can get away from green and brown when you get into the studio.
So you're not thinking about colour as much at this point?
No, not really. And actually, a lot of time it's just like note-taking. So those little bits up there, just like remind myself to do something there. Don't forget all these nice bits.
Would you ever take a photo before you go?
Yeah. But I do. I actually swore I'd never take another photo, because I've got hundreds and hundreds of photos that I take for reference and I never look at them. I don't really look at anything in the studio, which is that's the liberating thing. And that's the part that makes it work. It's just the nature of these works. You just start and you basically, you know, destroy the purity of the white canvas, and then you feel okay, you're free.